KSL News at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. It is official here. Utah's hockey team is now the Utah Mammoth.
The announcement coming earlier today, and we have team coverage. KSL Sports' Sam Farnsworth covering the announcement itself, and Andrew Adams has more on the fan reaction.
All right, going to start things off with Sam. And Sam, what was the process to actually get to this point?
Well, it was a process, Mike. I'll share that with you coming up on KSL-5 News at Live at 5. For now, though, I'll send it back to you, Debbie and Mike.
All right, pretty exciting stuff, Sam. Thank you.
Well, fans were excited to get their hands on some merch, which meant a long line outside the Delta Center this morning.
Yeah, News Specialist Andrew Adams was there for the early reactions. Andrew, what'd you hear?
Well, literally everybody we talked to out here today was in love with the Utah Mammoth name and logo. And you might have seen some people online saying, why Mammoth? Why not Mammoth? But that wasn't the case here. And check out this line. Pretty unbelievable. It was very long, going clear out to the corner. It actually wrapped around the block a little bit closer to noon. Hundreds of people wanted to be the first to get a look at the new merch, and they were stoked to be part of the unveiling of the Utah Mammoth team name and logo. The logo went over extremely well.
Them incorporating the Utah state in the corner is really cool, but I think overall just the mountains and the Mammoth are well represented. It's going to be cool.
I'm very excited about the Mammoth logo. When they started voting for it, that was my #1 choice from the beginning. My nephew really got me into this, so half of this is for him.
I think somebody said something about limited early merchandise, but there was a ton inside the team store, everything from hats and beanies to hoodies to jerseys, and people were leaving with some big bags. Now, coming up on KSL-5 News at 5 o'clock, we talked to a branding expert about the new look, so trained eye, stand by. Back to you guys.
All right, good stuff. Andrew, thank you. Big day. That's cool.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, we first brought you this news through the free.
Live at 5 starts right now.
Coming up next on Live at 5.
The Utah Mammoth are now official with an official logo. What a branding expert thinks of it.
Potential funding cuts to public media.
I'll send it back to you, Mike and Debbie.
All right, Sam, thank you so much. And we continue our team coverage now with news specialist Andrew Adams, who braved those long lines outside the Delta Center today.
He didn't have press pass for it?
Yeah,
he should have just
not.
gotten right to the front.
Yeah.
All right. He also spoke to a branding expert about the new name and the new logo. Andrew, I like it. I think we all like it in here.
It's a pretty good look, obviously. And the disclaimer is this guy is a massive hockey fan, but he's also a sharp when it comes to messaging and imaging and branding. So this is what it looked like a little bit earlier today inside the team store as people got their first look at hats and hoodies and jerseys with the new Utah Mammoth logo. A lot of people told us they were stoked about the colors and just how good looking and fierce that new Mammoth logo is. The branding expert, who's a professor of communication at the University of Utah, had similar thoughts. He beamed about the logo.
When I first look at it, it's just very crisp and lucid, but the more I look at it, I should be able to see layers. I thought they did a beautiful job with their Tusk Up site, where they walk you through the logo and all the different choices they made, all those Easter eggs that are hidden in it. So that logo is really, really well designed. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It's beautiful design.
He actually said it was easily the best looking logo in the NHL. So people stood in long lines to get their chance to buy merch today. Nobody seemed to mind. Beautiful weather, and they said it was nice to be part of the hockey community and not just buying stuff online out of convenience. Coming up on KSL-5 News at 6, you'll hear more from our branding expert as well as a lot more from the fans. Big day for the Utah Mammoth. Back to you.
Yeah, exciting out there. Thank you. A lot of big and exciting news.
I loved it. Mammoth was my choice from the start. I liked Yeti for my 4-year-old son, but I really loved the Mammoth. I thought it was a fun hockey-type logo.
An announcement more than a year in the making today. We now know the name for Utah's hockey team. We head over to Mike Hedrick. He is live at the Delta Center tonight. And Mike, this comes as the team just wrapped up its inaugural season.
Debbie, it was a great season. In fact, I think they finished a lot better than most people thought. We were on the cusp of making the playoffs. Oh, so hopeful for that. But underlying all the wins and losses throughout the season was what it's going to be. Okay, this is what we were kind of dealing with all year long, right? Hockey puck, hockey, Utah Hockey Club, kind of generic. It then turned to this. We are the Mammoth. Doesn't that sound big? it can't be small. We're the Mammoth. And so SEG, Smith Entertainment Group, they're the ones who lead out on this. And really, they like to keep the fans involved. And they did through this whole process, saying, you know what, we want your input. We want to know what you want for a team name. Andrew Adams has been following this throughout the day. And Andrew was here earlier when this big announcement was made. And Andrew, you were actually in line with someone who is pretty big on as far as branding is concerned. And I'm curious what this person had to say.
Well, honestly, he gave favorable reviews. The fans gave favorable reviews. I mean, maybe you saw something online, a thing or two today about why Mammoth, why not Mammoths? But none of that here. People absolutely love the name, the logo, the look, and they are willing to wait to get their hands on it all.
Let's go.
On a big day for a hockey franchise.
It's incredible.
The line outside the Delta Center was somehow even larger.
Surprise, surprise, we're the Mammoth now.
The Utah Mammoth name and logo were now official.
I think it represents Utah well. I think they did a great job with the logo. We're excited.
And people showed up hours early for a chance at first off the line gear.
As soon as I got word they were selling stuff today, I'm like, work can wait.
To someone who studies branding, it was no surprise.
This is a place where Mammoth once roamed, and they're an Ice Age creature, and so it makes a ton of sense that you'd have a hockey logo that was Mammoth, right? I'm surprised somebody doesn't already have it, frankly. I'm in the hockey world.
U of U professor Jacob Jensen says the Mammoth name made huge sense.
And I think the logo itself, this is immediately one of the best logos in all the NHL. It just is. I mean, I love it. I can't wait to have it on a jersey.
Neither could fans, who raced into the store to get their hands on the merch.
So far, I found hat, hoodie, and even a puck that they signed for us. That was cool.
There was no shortage of options.
I haven't even gotten to that half of the store yet, so we'll see what else there is.
On day one,
I like the colors, I like the logo, I like what it's bringing to Utah.
it appeared the Utah Mammoth branding was a big success.
Figured there'd be some fanfare, and lo and behold, there was.
A name that now looms large over the franchise's future.
I think we're all pretty happy that Mammoth is what won out. I am. I think it's dope.
Well, there are people out there that don't like stores, maybe wouldn't have liked the long lines that we saw today. It's going to be a little bit of a wait to get these things online. It sounds like May 14th, so 1 week. There you go.
Yeah. What do you think? I love it. I think it's fantastic.
I think it's really sharp. I think
Okay,
the logo in particular, very clean, will look really nice on a hat.
Yeah, and that's what you and I care about is the hats. All right. I love it. Thank you, Andrew. And so he talked a little bit about the branding.